for a lot of us, we're college kids or we're on a budget, so it's a bit difficult to eat sustainably even though we want to.
Yes.
What are some things that you recommend buying at the Merc instead of the grocery store? For us, maybe we can't completely change our grocery bill, but what are some of the key products that you would recommend getting at the Merc instead?
Right. That's a really good question, and it's one we hear a lot. Because for some people, price maybe seems like a barrier to the Merc, and it really doesn't have to be. And we don't expect that everybody that shops here does 100% of their shopping at the Merc. But there are certain things here. So you asked if you have a limited budget, what would you choose here? Well, our produce department is USDA certified organic. So if organic is important to you and sustainable ag is important to you, in our department, you are supporting that because our department is run in a way that is of the highest integrity, and we sign all of our products with where they come from. Do you care if your apple comes from New Zealand, or would you rather have it come from Washington State? Or if Overbrook is an option, maybe you choose that if you have that information. And here we empower our customers with information. And I think that if you're wise in your produce choices, you eat more seasonally. I like raspberries, but I don't eat them when they're out of season because they're too expensive. And I make decisions about which organic is important, and there are places, we have little shopping guides at the front desk, and I can give you one which is the Environmental Working Group tested organic produce, and they came up with the dirty dozen and the cleanest 12. So if you were watching your money, you would know, okay, if I'm going to invest in organic, these items are critical because they contain more residues of pesticides and herbicides, and these are generally okay to buy conventionally grown. So that kind of wise, informed shopping. And then our bulk department, which is unique to our store, where people pay more money is for prepared foods, because everybody that touches your food has to get paid. So if you buy a frozen entree, a lot of people are involved in that food choice. And if you buy an organic frozen entree, it's even more expensive. But if you go back to the bulk department and you buy beans and rice and grains and cereals, and you shop what we call the perimeter of the store, which are the fresh fruits and veggies, meat, and if you put meat on your plate in the way it's supposed to be, which is not 12-ounce steak, but more of a modest size or an embellishment, and then fresh dairy products and bulk grains and beans and cereals, you can afford to shop here. I think where people spend a lot of money is in center store buying those, more optional items. Organic soda,
Exactly.
And then I think other things we sell, like fair trade coffee and fair trade cocoa, are issues that students should really be concerned about. Is, do we really need to eat chocolate at the expense of a whole other culture that is not getting paid enough for their chocolate? Do we really need to drink that coffee? Somebody has to suffer for us to drink it. And here we do a lot with education with fair trade items too, and we try to make sure that all of our chocolate, coffee, our black teas, that we have a lot of fair trade options. And eating is a political act, and we don't think of it that way sometimes, but it is. And I know that's a hard sell when people say, I can't afford to shop at the Merc, but I think everyone can afford to shop smartly